Hey everyone, welcome to the Acrobatic Arts Podcast. I'm Loren, and I will be interviewing some of the top leaders and innovators from the dance and acrobatic industry. If you are a teacher, performer, student, or a lifelong learner like myself, you are sure to find these episodes intriguing and full of inspiration. Acrobatic Arts is passionate about providing current and relevant information for everyone. So please, sit back and enjoy as we share our passion with you and the world. In today's episode, we're thrilled to have a presentation from studio owner and master teacher, Cheryl Crawford. Cheryl is here to share her expertise on the essential studio setup and the equipment you'll need to launch your Acro dance program. She also has tips on how to enhance what you already have. From mats to blocks and everything in between, Cheryl has got you covered. So let's get started and turn your Acro dance dreams into reality. Take it away, Cheryl.
Okay, great, thank you. Well, I just want to speak today about setting up Acro in your studio and what you may need to set up and the kind of costs involved. Because like myself, you might think that this can be quite expensive to get everything I need to start your Acro classes up, but it needn't be. Because really, the main thing the dancers need is you, the educated dance teacher. That's the main thing. Everything else is secondary to that. So the main thing you do need, apart from yourself, is mats. So I started out with the fold panel mats here. My mats are 5 panels that all fold up into this little stack here. I started out with 4 of those. Okay, I didn't know how many I would need. I didn't know would Acro be popular in my studio or not. It is popular, but 4, I thought I'll get that. They cost me about 100 British pounds, so £100 per panel mat. So 4 to start with, and then after a few months, the Acro classes were quite busy. I bought another couple, then a few months later another couple, so now I have about 12 of these fold out mats. And I like them because I can do lots of different things with them. They're easy to store, first of all, you can pop them in a cupboard. I can stack them up for things that we need, or I can lay them out, I can join them together, big rows, little rows. I can even join them all together and make one big space. So that is the most important thing I think you need to spend your money on. The mat at the back, you can see, is my rollout mat. So I've only recently got these, probably about 2 or 3 years ago. They're great, but they do take up an awful lot of room, okay? So they can't be stored in my cupboards. They've got to just sit at the side of the studio. So if you're renting halls out, they're not great, I think, for traveling. That would take up an awful lot of space in your car if you can get them in at all. I opted for what they call a wrestling mat, so it's got the vinyl surface, and that is because I can get my spray mop out at the end of the class and clean them. And we've all got little ones, they drill on your mats, and we've had, cut fingers where there's blood and things, so I can easily clean them. The other ones you get are the carpeted ones, and they're absolutely fine as well. The reason I bought the rollout mats was for the more advanced kids when they're starting to do, connecting, tumbling skills. They don't have the fear of the mats maybe separating, so it gives them a bit more confidence, and also they're harder, so they're more like the stage, the hard floor, which I like. My little people do not like being on the rollout mats because they're too sore apparently. So that is the main thing, is your mats. I've got a wedge here. That's not necessary at all, but it is a nice little tool. I got that one from Amazon. It was about £90 when I bought it, but I've just checked today and it's £144 now. Everything's gone up. I like that for doing things like your backwards rolls for your level 3s. That's a great thing, or your handstand to forward rolls, but you absolutely don't need a wedge. Things that you do need are your yoga blocks. Okay, I got mine from eBay. And again, I just started off with I think I got 6 to start off with, and I've just built these up, my pile. Our local supermarket does every so often, Aldi, they do the health week, so they'll often have things like this in, so I just grab a pile when I'm in. But I've often seen studios where they have their kids buy their own yoga block, they write their name on it, and it just stays in the studio, so you don't even have to bear the cost of that. You could have your kids buy them. As well as just the things we use the blocks for in the syllabus, I like these for doing bridge work. I like to pop yoga blocks between their knees so that they don't get their knees too wide. I think that's a great tool. I also like to have them between their arms when I go back to things like kneeling half bridge. It keeps their hands shoulder width apart. And then I have a basket full of big postage elastic bands. These are great. Everything we do generally in Acro, we have our hands shoulder width apart or our feet hip width apart, or quite often with our feet together. These help them feel the pull. If their hands get too wide, they can feel it. So I got a big bag of these, again from eBay. Just search postage elastic bands. This is what you'll find. Scrunchies they have in their hair. Take their scrunchies out and use them on their arms. Or have them bring 4 hair elastics and tie them together, and you can make your own. We call these Acro handcuffs. So again, they can feel if their hands are getting too wide. These are the props I like to use because it just gets good basic technique from the word go, and actually they have fun. They actually love to use these. You know, we put them on their legs to do forward rolls so their legs don't open up. When they're going down to bridge, we pop these on their arms so their arms don't get too wide, and yeah, it's good fun. Other little things I use are these little beanie guys. IKEA. A basket of these in IKEA. They're up in the kids section where they have all the kids toys and room things. I think it was £1. Okay, so I just grabbed a few of these. But you know, I bet most of your kids have something like this lying about their house. Or I also got a bag of these little bean bags. I got these from Amazon. They're also on eBay. I typed in gym bean bags, and this is what came up. I like to use these for putting underneath their chin when they're doing their forward rolls. You see, they often roll on their head. You don't want them to roll on their head, so tuck their chin right down, and they've got that nice rounded back. And again, they have great fun with these. Or a pair of socks all rolled up will do absolutely nicely under their chin. I also put it between their head and their knees when we're doing like a rock and roll to stay in nice and tight. And you know, really that's all I bought to start my Acro program. So the mats, just start off with just a few. You don't need all your kids on the mat to begin with. And remember, if you're starting from scratch at the low levels and working their way up, you know, they're going to be doing things like gallops. You don't need to be galloping on the mat. You know, they can do that off the floor. They don't need to be on the mats for their planks and things. So you can take turns about. You know, you're doing planks over there on the floor, but you lot on the mats, you're going to do your bridge until you build up a big supply of mats, enough to do all your kids. I've had lots of questions in the past about different equipment they think they might need, but honestly, if you're teaching your kids how to do all the skills and working through their progressions, they don't need any of the equipment. They're going to manage to do it with their own bodies all by themselves. And yeah, that's all I have. It's as simple as that, and really Acro is so popular. You're going to get loads of kids in, and then you're going to have enough funds to be able to top your supply up.
We hope Cheryl Crawford's insights have inspired you to take the next step in building your Acro dance program. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with your fellow dance enthusiasts. For more tips, resources, and expert advice, be sure to tune in to the Acrobatic Arts Podcast. Thanks for listening, everyone, and have a great day.